Wow. Hello, everyone. It's July 15th of 2022, and you're on Friday Night Live. My name is Ron Hulbert from Orlando, Florida, and my beautiful co-host is Lynn Nakamoto from St. Petersburg, Florida. We have a lot of people on this webinar tonight, and we are thankful for y'all joining us. I'm going to pass it over to Lynn so she can get this train a-rolling.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you, Ron. Thanks for all your support and your help. I'm lucky to have you. I want to welcome everyone to Friday Night Live. Our topic is a really dynamic one. It's broad enough that I think the panelists and the co-hosts here will be inspired to speak on this topic. And the topic tonight is the superiority of ONPASSIVE. So we're going to begin right away and dig right into it. And we're going to start with Bob Takusi, one of our O-Tech pros. Take it away, Bob.
All right. Hello there. Hello, Auntie Lynn. Thank you. It's good to be here. I want to say hello to Mr. Ron. Mr. Ron, good to see you. Brother Madi, good to see you as always. Mr. Redfern, I call him the English gentleman. For him to be up at this time to come to this webinar, that is a privilege for all of us. Good to see you, Red. And of course, my brother, Tony Monk. I call him the Canadian billionaire. Good to see you, Tony. I want to say hello to Mr. John White, Miss Susie McRae. Susie, good to see you. Thank you for joining us this evening. Mr. Chris Johnson, I think Chris is here. I want to say hi to the Johns. John Butakis of Australia and John Barrera. Good to see you tonight. I want to say good evening to Sister Listra and Mera, Marcy and Sylvie, all the old winners, Dr. Bill. Good to see you guys. I mean, I can't call everybody. Gladys Nyaburo, good to see you. Greetings from Bel Air, Maryland. It's a distinct pleasure for me to be here this evening. My name is Bob Takusi, and I'm your friend. I'm speaking to you from Bel Air, Maryland. Today we come to speak about the superiority of ONPASSIVE. You know, as most of you have heard us, when we talk about ONPASSIVE, we always ask the tech pros, we have a slogan. We say SSS. ONPASSIVE is superior. ONPASSIVE is sophisticated. ONPASSIVE is secure. That's what we believe, based on what we've seen from the outside. But when we talk of superiority, we believe superiority encompasses the sophistication and the security. So tonight we're going to talk about superiority, like Ms. Lynn said, in a broad perspective, very broadly. We're going to look at superiority from the founder perspective, from the founder of ONPASSIVE. We're going to look at superiority from the product side. We're going to look at superiority from the employee side, from a humanity side. We're going to look at superiority from the logistics and the offices broadly. Why is this company that has not even launched yet? But we're talking about superiority. This company is coming into the marketplace at a position that has never been seen before. This has never been done before. All of us can attest. There's no company like ONPASSIVE that has come into the marketplace with this team that she comes with. And the reason is the founder, the superiority of her founder, Mr. Ash Mufarah, our founder. He comes in with the requisite credentials. I leave it to you all. Go around, look at our current status quo, look at all the high-tech companies, look at their founders, look at their credentials. There is none that matches Mr. Ash Mufarah. He comes in as a master in the industry, in the IT industry, and also as a master in the marketing side. So he has a blend of both. He has the experience. He comes in with decades of experience in the industry. Ash Mufarah is already financially viable. He's not struggling to pull this off. ONPASSIVE is not a project at a dormitory in Harvard or somewhere at the basement or garage, people are struggling. ONPASSIVE is coming to the world from someone who's been in the industry for decades. He's made his mistakes. He's done well. And now he says, okay, let me give my gifts to the world. That is how ONPASSIVE comes. So ONPASSIVE comes to us, to the world, at a superiority vantage position. Let us look at ONPASSIVE from a product's perspective. Because the secret of ONPASSIVE is both her founder and her products, what she brings to the world. The products of ONPASSIVE, they are built from scratch. With the latest technology, we all know that, yes. We know artificial intelligence has been around since the 50s and the 60s. But there is no time in history where artificial intelligence has been used the way Ash Mufareh and God bless them, our tech team in Hyderabad. Artificial intelligence has never been used the way they have used it to build these products as we see it from the outside. They are automated, they are integrated, they talk to each other, these products. There's none of these companies that we know right now have all their products integrated the way ONPASSIVE is. And then we have what we call single sign-on. So you come in within your ecosystem, your ONPASSIVE, whatever package you choose. As you sign in, you log in at once. You don't have to go out, come back in, log out, log in, log out, log in. You just glide within your ONPASSIVE ecosystem. You move from one application to another, once you log in at once. The products, guys, I know my brother Collins is going to talk more about the superiority of our products, but I'm also a products guy. I will just give you a hint of what he's going to say. ONPASSIVE products are superior. I don't know how I can scream here. We work in the industry, the four of us, my four tech brothers, Oliver, Collins, and Vincent. We all work in the industry. We have current experience. We're not talking from coming from retirement or anything. We have current experience. We use most of these products that ONPASSIVE is building. We are testifying here that our products are superior. Our products are ultra superior. You know, let me just push in Go Connect. I'll just talk about one feature. I know my brother Vincent is going, Collins is going to talk more. Every day when I speak to my friend and brother Oliver, I cry every day. Every single day from Monday to Friday when I'm at work. Because I have a 10 a.m. meeting with my boss where we have a huddle, a catch up on what we're going to do for the day and stuff like that. In the corporate world, the two most important video conference platform that is used is either Cisco WebEx or Microsoft Teams. Everybody here, those of us who are in the industry will attest to that. There is none of this product that comes even close to what OConnect is. And I'm speaking to you guys from what Mr. Ash Mufareh showed us about a year and some ago. The demonstration we saw, the interface, what I saw, and what we have today. There's one feature that I just want to talk of because it impacts me every day, and I think of Ash Mufareh and all of us every day, Monday through Friday, the dual screen sharing. That is not in the industry right now. That's something that is going to just make us, those of us who work in the industry, when you come in the morning, you have a meeting, you can share your screen. All the time, I'm constantly knocking heads with my boss because I cannot share my screen. We can't, she has to get out and I get in and stuff like that. So that is one feature that is going to actually blow the market wide open for us. The O-Chat is another product where Mr. Ash Mufareh and our tech guys have used artificial intelligence at a maximum proportion that has never been done before. O-Chat. All of us should be proud of O-Chat because that's the product that is actually working for us while we're asleep. My brother Collins is going to expand more on that. But this product is marvelous. It is the one, after everything is said and done, when we are operating at 100% capacity, this is the guy that is working for us behind the scenes. Let's talk about the superiority and the humanism of our employees. I like Mr. Ashmufara calls them our partners. As we speak, I believe we have somewhere between maybe close to around 1,000 seasoned, educated workforce. I've heard that most of them are somewhere around master's degree to PhD, most of the people working for us with decades and years of experience. Those are the people that are working, that's the superiority that Ashmufara commands. Even before we go to the marketplace, the superiority he commands from those who are working, are building these products for us. They have the right credentials. They are screened thoroughly to make sure as they are the ones that are coming in to do the job. They have the right experience and the right background, and they are cleared. But not only that, as they come in, they are also trained. We have created an environment where these engineers, they also have training opportunities. We have artificial intelligence, AI, machine learning department to make sure as they are building these systems, they are also learning, they are training, everyone around knows exactly what is going on. Not only that, we also have our innovations labs, both digital and physical. And then we have a brainstorming team, the futuristic team, the team that sits down and just brainstorm, because ONPASSIVE is not only going to be superior for now. We're not going to come in, make some noise, get customers, they come in, we make some money. No, that's not what Ashmufara is. He's looking 5 years, 10 years ahead. So there's a brainstorming team that is coming in, that's going to sit down consistently, making sure that we are 5 years ahead of the game. Superiority is the part and parcel and the DNA of our founder, Mr. Ashmufara. Superiority is also demonstrated to us in our offices. Remember, Mr. Ashmufara started this company in 2018. At a small town, I believe a small company that was falling, but they had the right talent that he needed at the time in a city called Calcutta in India. He grabs that company before it folded, grabbed the employees, but he immediately moved to Bangalore. In Bangalore, I believe they had somewhere around maybe 200 folks with 2 floors. But ONPASSIVE has always been in an upward trajectory, always seeking for that superior height, always moving up. After Bangalore, what did Mr. Mufara do to prove or to claim the superiority and get enough staff for what he needs to do? We moved to Hyderabad. And then Singapore. After Singapore, Dubai. Not only Dubai, 2 floors in Dubai. And the highest floor. So ONPASSIVE sits on top of the world. There's no office that is higher than ONPASSIVE's office. That is called superiority. That's called entering into the industry, into the marketplace at a superior vantage position, where we can see everybody that's down below us. ONPASSIVE comes into the industry, into the marketplace, like no other company has done so before. Our founder told us that a couple of weeks ago, we can make payments in 198 countries. And we have about 6 merchants. He told us on Monday We are also working on our own financial system, our own financial structure. So he's going in several directions to make sure our superiority is guaranteed. There are several avenues for us to fall back in case of any emergency. That is called a mindset of superiority, to make sure as soon as we go live, there is no room for error. There's no way that our consistency is interrupted. But this is very significant to me and to those of us who are in the industry. For us to be able to receive or make payments in 198 countries, that tells me that as a compliance analyst that we have met the regulatory and compliance requirements of these countries. 198, 96 countries, maybe now they have added some more because we know the lawyers are working on making sure that we are complying in all the countries. I believe we are now in 212 countries or more. So this tells us that the lawyers or us, we are compliant in this country. Every single country that we know have their own regulatory and compliance requirements that you must meet for you to do financial transactions to these countries. We know that. So for that to happen, for Mr. Ash to tell us that, it tells us that we have met those requirements. There's no company, you tell me, there is no company that starts off with the ability to make payments in 198 countries, 97, 96 countries. None. And then he also said that we have 6 merchants. Those merchants, before they even accept to do business with you, they go through what we call a thorough risk assessment. Because our interface, ONPASSIVE and the merchant, their interface, the interfaces are going to touch each other, because data is going to go across each other. Before that happens, each side, even us, ONPASSIVE also checks them out to make sure they have enough security controls in place to protect her data, and the other party does the same. So when Mr. Ash tells us that we have 6 merchants, to me, it tells me that we are fine. Let me quote my brother Oliver, because those companies have also looked at us and we have looked at them. That is superiority at its core for a company that is yet to enter into the marketplace. You know, there's one great paradox about ONPASSIVE, and it is that her superiority, it is the superiority of ONPASSIVE, the value that is make ONPASSIVE bring the price low enough for every customer to be able to afford. It is her superiority. There is no one, there's no CEO, there's no business that is not going to want to use ONPASSIVE products because of her superiority. But they are only going to be able to afford it because Mr. Ash Mufarah, whose heart is with the average man, has given them the most superior product that the world has ever seen, but at an affordable price. You know, today, I was reading around and looked in the back office. Everybody's hyped up. I listened to Mr. Red or Brother Madi. Everybody, there's an excitement. There is something going on. Our CEO, Mr. Ash, when he spoke, there is something, you know, there's something in the air. I have this feeling of something happening. Everybody, I'm sure we all have this feeling. So I went to the back office today and there was a beautiful write-up by Michael William, by our brother Michael William. He talked about automation. I took out a piece of it and I'm going to read it to us here. I believe this is one of the reasons why our CEO and most of the leaders are asking us to constantly check our back office, because you're going to be getting updates like this and critical information like this that can also spare you up. When you talk about the superiority of ONPASSIVE, when ONPASSIVE opens its doors to the public to start selling our products through your unique domain name, that unique domain or website, you start with any package. that you can afford. ONPASSIVE set up everything and deploys its marketing campaigns, providing the needed traffic. The targeted visitors that come to your website are those who really want your products. You start earning income that you can use as you want. And then he goes on to say that enjoy the calm before the storm. That is the superiority of ONPASSIVE Mr. Michael Williams was talking about. That is superiority at its core. I'll end by saying that the overall reason for the superiority of ONPASSIVE is that there's a higher power that is guiding not only Mr. Ash Mufara, but all of us, those of us who have seen this vision. Because there are people who are actually maybe more intelligent or smarter than us, who listened to this privilege and they could never see it or hear it. There's a higher power that is guiding us, and I know it's also guiding Mr. Ash Mufara. I'll send it back to you, Auntie Lynn.
Thank you, Bob Takusi. When you talk about superiority in your presentation today, there are many aspects to our superiority. It's not just the products, it's much more than that. We're talking about the human element, the staff, the highest superior staff. We're talking about, you know, the AI and ML department that you talked about, which is really special and unique. The fact that we have 2 complete floors in the Burj Khalifa in Dubai, all of those things add up and make us the world's most superior company, in my opinion. Would you concur with that? Yes.
I agree, 100%. Yep.
Yep, I do too. So let's go ahead and now we go to, who's next? We got Collins. Collins is going to be talking about products. Take the floor, Collins.
Thank you, Lynn. I just want to greet everyone here. Well done, Bob. You just said everything. I don't know what to say again. Just want to greet all the leaders in the house. You're all welcome. So I am Collins Mana, and I'm your friend. So we are here today to talk about the superiority of ONPASSIVE. We have already touched a lot. And we're just looking at it again in another angle. So when we talk about superiority, let's look at it this way. We're talking about timing. The timing of ONPASSIVE is the key. The timing is the key of ONPASSIVE. For you to build a product of this magnitude, you must have timing. We can talk about timing to get into the market, but I want to talk about timing of building this product. We are talking about our digital technology, be it data center, whatever we have in our ecosystem, entire ecosystem. We're talking about timing. So last Monday, our CEO said something about building of software. He talked about when he was doing programming, they used VBScript, Visual Basic. Now Visual Basic is outdated. He said it, it's outdated. You can have all the best experience of Visual Basic, but for now, you are outdated because no company will hire you if you don't upgrade. Our CEO said it. Those who refuse to learn more, to study the latest technology, you are outdated because it's just like you are living in the past. So for you to be in the game, you must go in and improve yourself and keep on studying, no matter what. If you want to be in the IT industry, there is no way. There's no two-way. It's either you are in or you are out. If you refuse to study, you are out. You study, you keep on studying, you have a job for life. That's it. Now, why I choose timing? ONPASSIVE is now. Let us look at it, this era. What technology are they using? They are using JavaScript. That's the latest. They are using, I can go on, we're talking about programming language, JavaScript, Python. You know, we're talking about Bootstrap, C++. I can go on and on. These are the latest technology. If you want to build better software, more dynamic software, you must use this tool. most of these tools I'm calling now. And that is why we're talking about ONPASSIVE, the timing of ONPASSIVE and the superiority of ONPASSIVE. For you to be superior, you must use this. You must hire experts, those who know how to use most of these tools. You know, those who can write code using this language. If not, nobody will even look at your software, because some of those old tools cannot do what we really want today. For instance, we can say Marty Digamo wants to move from A, B, C, D. Some of the old tools can only go from A and B, cannot go to C, D. So there's nothing you can do. You must have more dynamic tool. And that is why we have all what we are seeing today and more faster. Bob already talked about the integration of the software. Bob talked about what? Talk about automation. You need all of this to do that. We're talking about AI technology. They talk about AI. AI was there, but the tool at that time cannot handle it. You know, so most people struggle. Most of those companies building AI, they were like really struggling because what they want to achieve, they couldn't achieve it. But we're talking about ONPASSIVE building the technology from scratch using AI because of the latest technology that are in the market. So if we look at it, timing is the key. So let's look at product, because most of the people, when they look at ONPASSIVE, they see ONPASSIVE as a whole, and that's why they undervalue it. But I want to dive deep into the product. Let's split it apart, look at it as a standalone product. Let's look at OMail. OMail is a multi-billion-dollar company, period. OMail alone, we are all fine. For instance, if Mr. Ashbrown would have said, okay, I want my company to build only OMail, to be, you know, the big player of OMail, which we are, you know, all of us will be smiling a lot in our bank. But we're not talking about OMail alone as a standalone product. We are talking about OConnect, we're talking about Academy, we're talking about all of these products, and all are built with the latest technology. We can take OMail again, zoom into OMail, break it down into different components. Each component is hundreds of thousands. Most founders don't know. I can take only the calendar. It's hundreds of thousands to build that. Hundreds of thousands of dollars. We can check about the contact. It's hundreds of thousands. To build a single component is hundreds of thousands. And then talk about the integration within that product, within the functionality. Say, OMail, calendar to what? Calendar to contact. That's an integration driven by API, application programming interface. So we can go on and connect all of these moving parts. When Mr. Alfred talk about moving parts, put them all together, combine them to form one product called OMail, and then integrate OMail into what? Into OConnect, and then leading us to what? Single sign-on. That is crazy. It is mind-blowing. And this is what Mr. Ashbrown have just done. You know, when you zoom in, you start to look at it separately. That's when you start to appreciate ONPASSIVE. That's the only time you can know that this man have done something crazy. Nobody have built, we're talking about internet solution, integrate them in one platform. No company have done that. No company. One company did something. We talk about Microsoft. Those days, Microsoft package. We talk about total internet solution in one platform. That is just crazy. That is the superiority of ONPASSIVE, where, as our brothers Bob already said, that people, they will come, you know, moderate price, and let the price not fool us. The price of ONPASSIVE, whatever package Mr. Ashbrown will offer is because of humanity. Let the price you come in don't fool you about this product, because they are high quality products. High quality products. We can go on and split this product. There are a lot of times, like we sit behind when we are looking, Lynn is there. We look at product, we take one of the product and say, let's dissect it. Sometimes we look at it and say, we don't really know if the founders can see this. We don't know if the founders really want to see this or not. But we said, when ONPASSIVE will launch, and we want to talk about this product, we will not look at the functionality, what you see in the ONPASSIVE.com site. We will look at it as a user. As a user, what you are having in front of you, how all the components are integrated and make your life easy, where you can move from A to B without moving page. That is what you want to see, and that is how the user want to use this software. We as a founder, we don't see it because we are founders. But when it goes out there, what are the customer? What really the customer want? What do they really want? They want a software that will cut them time. Time factor is crazy because nobody want to use any program or any software that takes a lot of time. Say you want to do a job for 5 minutes and it takes you 1 hour to connect from one software to the other, to integrate and log in from here to here to do a job. And your boss is there waiting for you and shouting at you and telling you, why have you not done this? Say, no, I was the time because I forgot my login or my password or all of those things. It's just mind-blowing. But now our software will do what? It will reduce the time spent to do a lot of things so you can concentrate on your job. That is the superiority of our software of ONPASSIVE when we're looking at it. And there are a lot, if you look at the products and you go in deep, you look at time, cost effective, because waste of time is waste of money. Remember, you have customers waiting as well to do a job and you're using ONPASSIVE software. It cut down time, save a lot of time, and savings again. I think Susie is here. They'll tell you about all staff, all integrated on one platform. There is no human resource software that are all integrated with CCTV, fingerprints, and all of that. Most of CCTV is another software, fingerprints another software, but we have it all on one platform called all staff. And you can go about looking at everything, recruitment and stuff, go down and look at it. There's just one thing, and that integration is so powerful. I remember when we look at our software, we're looking at all the product we have. I sat down with our brother here, Bob, Oliver, Vincent, and I called them. Oliver said, what are you thinking? I said, we need a data center. Why do we need a data center? We look, I said, but if we don't have a data center, they will milk us out. We'll lose a lot of money. And Oliver, all of them agreed, because the amount of money company are paying to the other provider is just crazy. It's millions of dollars. The more data you want to store, the more you will pay for it. And if you don't pay, they'll shut you down. Nobody will see you. 1 month later, Mr. Ashmufara came up and said, we have a data center. I said, there you go. At that time, we didn't know there was just a bet. I said, we really need it. If it would take 6 months to get it or 1 year, let the founder wait. So we're just saying behind the scene, I said, my goodness, if they hear what I'm saying, that they'll surely kill me. Because everybody was excited, like, let's go to the market. I said, but if they hear that we are crying for data center, I'm sure some of the founder will chop off our head. But when Mr. Ashford came and announced it, I said, this is good news. Because 1, money, we have to save money. 2, it will bring more revenue. Give me data center, I'll be one of the world richest man. So this is the superiority we are talking about on ONPASSIVE. Having everything innovation lab, talking about the building of our software with latest tool, making it more dynamic. Most of the old software, I can go on because Mr. Ashford used to use coded language. Sorry me if I use some technical language. Most of the products are all hard-coded. It means you cannot change it from one thing to the other. So for you to rebuild it, you have to break everything. But we are talking about ONPASSIVE, which is configured. All the components are configured. Configuration is the biggest. I think a lot of founders don't know. Those who are IT here, IT tech here, they'll say, I'm true. When you configure the software, you can dynamically change it from one form to the other. That is the beauty about ONPASSIVE. Other company, the old company, if you go, everything is hard-coded. So to change it is difficult. ONPASSIVE, dynamic, configured. And that is massive. That is mind-blowing. And to build it and encrypt it is crazy. We can go on and on, but this is the superiority. Now, when we look at Mr. Ashmufara, a humble man who thinks about us, complete strangers, it takes his time to build it. under no pressure, because what he wants to do is to help humanity. He built it not because of us. He looked at what the 5.5 billion internet users and said, you know what? I want to change their world. If I cannot change the whole world, but let me change somebody's world. And that is why I will end by looking at his code. He said what? I want to leave this planet Earth in a better way than I came into it. I believe most of us will want to leave this planet Earth following the footsteps of Mr. Ashmofara in a better way than we come into it. So I will leave it there and I'll throw it back to you, Auntie Lynn. Thank you very much.
Collins, excellent presentation. We see that we are superior in so many ways, including the products. And products are a big deal because what we have, nobody else has. Our products are very, very unique with features others don't have. And the integration, as you say, is paramount. You don't see integration in any other companies, not to this extent. This is 100% integration. And the fact that everything's built from scratch and AI embedded. So that's really, really powerful. So thank you for giving us that perspective. Now we go on to Vincent Ete. He's going to be talking about what is data, the data center, and databases. This is his field. So take it away, Vincent.
Well, thank you, Auntie Lynn. So hello to Auntie Lynn, Marty, Brother Tony, Sister Gladys, Marcian, Sister Joanna from PNG to be here this time as well. Hello to Sister Mera for making this beautiful graphics. And also my greetest to our leader, UK, Red, and also all the LC members here tonight participating in this great webinar, and also those who are watching us from YouTube. I say my hello to all of you. And then before to start my presentation, I also to say thanks to our CEO, Ashmofara. I believe he's watching us from his house, and also the tech guys from Hyderabad for make us mean the superior, as my brothers Collins and Bob said earlier today. Thanks you for this good and great presentation so far. So, but before to start, ONPASSIVE, superiority of ONPASSIVE is also because of also all of you guys here tonight. We are part of that superiority, because without you, we won't be there. We know that we have our CEO who did a great job, plus the tech guy in Hyderabad, and then you also did a great job. LC members, all the ONPASSIVE guys, all of us, we did a great job. So we have to carry on doing this great job. Today, I'm going to explain the relationship between data, because some people still confusing with what is a data, what is a database, what is a server, and what is a data center. They are all related. So let's start in from the data. So I would say data can be defined as a systematic record of a particular quality of information. And then example of data, we can have like name, date of birth, identification number, bank details. This is a personal data. So all this is classified as a personal data, even online stuff, other location, even IP address is also now classified as a personal data. So all this is a personal data. So this, and then before we go to the database, because this piece of information give us what is a data. So we have this piece of information make data. And then what this data can be, when you put all this data together, all this information, they put it in a database. So now it can convert to a database. So the database is also a systematic collection of data. So the collection of this information make the database. So this is how it works. So the database is like electronic storage and a manipulation of data. So when we talk about the database, this is how the how we get the database from the piece of information, the data, multiple data, put it together, and then become the database. So this is how we get the database. So let us discuss about the example of database. When we talk about online telephone directory, we use when you go to the online telephone directory, we use a database. So this database used to store people information. So this is also one kind of the database where phone numbers and also the other contact data, they are also, all this is a database. When you go to your electricity service provider, the service provider, all this, they use the database to manage the billing system. When you receive the billing, how much your electricity costs, all this is a kind of the database, this company, they use it, and then to handle the data. So this is part of the database. So this is an example of, typical example of the database. So, and then the database, what the database does, the database is inside a server. So what is a server? It means as well, because we need to explain and define the server. So the server is like a computer that provided the information and also the service to other computers. So it's like when you the server is like a big computer where we store all the information inside, and then the database inside the server. So when you go to the server, you'll see that the database is stored inside the server. So when you need information like your client computer, when you use your laptop, your desktop, you requested information from the server. So when you say, okay, I want to see the numbers of people in the database, or many people, or maybe if you are dealing with online telephone directory, you want to know exactly how many people in this telephone number or this, you query the database, but the database is stored inside the server, that big machine. So from your client machine, or maybe today, any device today, even from mobile phone, you can connect to the server and get the information from the server. So you need the right identification before you can get to those information. Then from the server, where the server are located. In all days, we used to have a IT room where you can go inside there. They have a multiple machine there called servers, cable, everything inside. So by nowadays with data center, so the data center is a facility that centralizes an organization, IT operation, and then also IT equipment. So that inside the data center is like a big house where all the servers and backup device, all the network cables, they are all inside that big room. It's like a big house where we have everything inside. And then those servers inside the data center. So the servers are located and then they are also inside the data center. So when you request information from the database, they go to the server and then the server are located inside the data center. So I hope this is how this organization, data center, and also servers are related to each other. So we got, first of all, the data, a piece of information is the data. So when you put all of them together, many pieces of information, it becomes a database. And then the database is located inside the server. And then from the server also, the big machine is like a big machine, big computer, where is also located inside the data center. So the data center is like the big house, and then that big house hosts the servers, all the devices inside there, and then they give us the information. So if you're looking for any information, you go there, you will get it. You sit in by your computer, you connect your computer to the server, but that server is inside the data center. So this is how it works. So they are different way, and different way they are relating to each other. So data is multiple data, make it database. And then the database relating to the server, server relating to the server is inside the data center. So I will also try to, with the superiority of our data center, because our data center is a special data center that make ONPASSIVE superior, because the data center we have, what we have in our data center, a lot of companies sitting outside there, they don't have it. So it's good to mention that here again, because our data center is multi-region data center. And also we have a dual IP address. We've got IPv4 and IPv6. Our data center is automated, full automated. So everything is built for automation in our data center. Our data center is powered by artificial intelligence system. So artificial intelligence also is a modern technology, or latest technology, I'll say in that way. Latest technology will bring the security, performance, all the stability of a data center. Is also, our data center is not only those technology I mentioned. If we have a hybrid data center, so the data center is also on premises and also in the cloud. So you can decide to be in the cloud or to be on premises. And then also our data center, we have a latest technology called laser technology, and laser technology boosts the internet connection. So those who live in a poor area where the internet connection is not good, or maybe poor internet connection area, when you use your virtual can boost your internet connection, so you can get a better internet performance. And then our data center for security, because a lot of companies today, the issue with most of the company, they talk about security, and then security, I will leave that side for my brother Oliver to expand it more. But the security is the big concern for the cloud. But in our ONPASSIVE, we have the best security for the cloud. No company can compare to our security system, because our security system is also based on the AI, artificial intelligence system. And then so we have the one of the best performance. And then the advantage of this one is that we have because we have a cost effective, we have a data security for our data center, and then our data center is scalable. So you can you can provide or get the information you need, the infrastructure you are looking for. This is the scalability of our data center, and also the mobility. Our data center, once you come to be a customer of our system, you can be your employees can work from anywhere. They can connect to the system. They can do whatever they want or whenever they want to do their job. So this is also part of one of the security for our data center. So the data center is also easy. We have a disaster recovery system. That means if we are working today, the data loss, we can lose data, because if anything happen, we can, in just a few clicks, we can restore your data, all the information for you, and then you can have that in a few seconds. So to hand up, I will talk about summarize the benefits of our data center, because we have a lot of benefits related to our data center, where a lot of companies sitting outside there, they don't have those technology and those performance security of our data center. So our data center, to start, increase our productivity and also improve our redundancy and also flexibility. So you have the flexibility to work everywhere, anywhere in the world. And then our data center deliver high availability and ensure business continuity. Also, we have a security, the best security, best performance, and then mitigating risk. So this is all for our data center. Our data center also improve energy efficiency. We have like battery bank, we have generators, we have a redundant power supply, where if anything happen, the data center, and if we have like power outage, the data center will carry on working. This is the superiority of ONPASSIVE. We have a cost reduction. So ideally, our data center is ideally for business who are looking for economical solution. So cost, we are the best as well outside there. Profitability, a lot of companies will make a lot of profit from us. And then also we have a scalability for our data center. Zero downtime and then low latency. So this is a benefits of our data center that will make our data center or on passive, because the data center is not only one product. That what the data center, the product my brother Collins and brother Bob said about this is all this information are tied together, become the superior of ONPASSIVE. The superiority of ONPASSIVE is also about all this guy mentioned today. And then my brother Oliver also going to add the security aspect of this ONPASSIVE. So ONPASSIVE is the best and secure company to be in and then to work for. So thank you, Auntie Lynn. I will hand it there.
Thank you, Vincent Ete. That was a great presentation. You know, the data center is something we can all be proud of. Not only are we going to store our own data within our data center, but we will be bringing in tremendous revenue because companies are going to be coming to us to store their data because our data center is clearly superior with features that other data centers do not have. So, and also the cost efficiency, the scalability, the security, the mobility, so many features of this data centers that we will be having. So it's just a magnificent thing. All right, next we want to take it to Oliver Fonte, who's going to be making some concluding remarks. Go ahead, Oliver.
Hi, everybody. My name is Oliver Fonte. I am your friend. Talking from Baltimore, Maryland, United States. I want to thank Bob Takusi, my brother, Collins Mana from the UK, and Vincent Ete. Thank you guys for getting up late in the night in the UK to appear in the show. And I want to say again, my name is Oliver Fonte. I am a friend. I want to thank Marty Degamo, all the leadership council, all the leadership members that are here in the house. I want to say, especially Red Fan that is from the UK, Mr. QA. I want to say thank you also for getting up late in this night, UK time, to be here with us. I want to say thank you and I appreciate you. You are a good founder. And all my UK brothers, Vincent and Collins. I want to say thank you guys. It's late in the night in the UK and you guys are here with us today. I want to say thank you. And to thank everybody that's here, I will not call the names, but I want to thank everybody. Tony Monk, Dr. B. William, maybe Jeffrey Mallock is in the house. Marty Degamo, the godfather of OTech Pro. I want to say thank you guys all for being here. For me to give a brief summary of all what my brothers from Bob, Collins, Vincent, they've said, the superiority of ONPASSIVE. We are superior. I don't know how I can mention, I don't know how I can explain it. We are superior, we are at the top, we are the eagles. No company, known, been in the industry for about more than 20, 24 years in the industry, and as an executive in the field, I've never seen something like this in my life, in IT and in technology. Our CEO, Mr. Ash Mufarah, has tapped into all the futures, the modules of AI. AI has been there since the mid-50s and the late 50s. But Mr. Ash Mufarah, our CEO, came today and he tapped into all the futures. And today, we should be proud to be an O-founder. Not only be an O-founder, nobody comes to ONPASSIVE without passing through us, the O-founder. When you look into our products, the first thing you have to look for us to be that we are superior. AI is embedded into all our products from scratch, from foundation upward. Come again, integration, 100%. Come again, automation, 100%. And we have products also that are being integrated with AI, integration, and automation. We are superior with disruptive products. Not only that, above market value. What do we understand by the term above market value. When you say above market value, we look into all the products that are in the market from Microsoft, Google, and above. We are the eagles. ONPASSIVE is the eagle flying above. When you come, we go up. When you come, we go up. ONPASSIVE is the eagle. That is the above market value that we are talking about. My brothers here from Vincent Collins, Bob, they've said everything, but I just want to give a brief summary and to conclude this session that the futures of ONPASSIVE that we got, the innovative futures also, we should say, and we should thank Mr. Ashbufara and the tech guys in Hyderabad. They've done a good job. Let me quote a proverb from Mr. Ashbufara himself when he talked about ONPASSIVE. The world and our life will never be the same. We will be safer, more comfortable, and give us more power and humans. And no other companies has or will make as much money as we will. Stick with me. You will go to places. We will be selling products till we die. Tell me, when the CEO mentioned on Monday that ONPASSIVE is going to be $1 trillion plus, including our digital products and the physical products that we are going to be $1 trillion plus, I was like, what is he talking about? But when you look into the ecosystem, like Collins, my brother Collins Manor mentioned, please, we should not look into the products and think that ecosystem in the digital product is all what we got. Those are independent products. Those are independent companies. Amazon today, they perform e-selling products, and what makes them more than 50% or 60% of their revenue comes from the data center. But they do not have what we have today, or ONPASSIVE got today. We are green. Our data center is green. Our technology, modern technology, Mr. Collins Manor mentioned it today. Our technology is green and our system are green. Everything is modern. Everything is in ONPASSIVE is modern technology. You cannot beat that. That is why we have less expenditure, customer service high. One thing that our CEO has always mentioned to us is about customer service. We are going to have the best of the customer service. We have OChat. OChat is going to take us to a different level, because OChat is that product that when you are sleeping, it will work for you. I don't want to go into the products because of my brother Collins Manor mentioned it, has talked about it. Our website is dynamic. Our CEO told us 1 or 2 weeks ago that he has hired more website developers or engineers that are going to work on our website. When you look at our website today, every Monday, we have a new website that is coming up, dynamic. He told us again that our website, our personal website, link number 58, on Monday is going to be link number 59. It's going to be dynamic. Your website will be changing on a daily basis. Those are the superiority of ONPASSIVE to the other products, other industries that are out there. Our CEO came to the market, like my brother Bob Takusi mentioned, came to this thing not like somebody that is from Harvard. I don't want to mention it. We are not from the garage. We didn't start from the garage. We started from Bangalore, going to Hyderabad, Singapore, 2 floors in Bush Khalifa. That is the superiority of ONPASSIVE. Our employees in Hyderabad, today, they can be proud to say they have cars, not any kind of cars, mini trucks. In the United States, we call them mini trucks, we call them trucks. Cell phones. Even some of our founders, the leadership council members, before, they do have cell phones from the CEO. How do you say that? That is the superiority of ONPASSIVE. Mr. Ash Mufara took it to the next level. The eagles, the bird, that eagle that fly above. That is what we are talking about, ONPASSIVE. He told us about this recession. He mentioned it about a month ago that the world is getting into recession, and ONPASSIVE is going to be that stimulus plan for that recession. Maybe we did not get it. Let me break it down a little bit. I keep saying in most of the webinars that CEOs will refer their friends to come to ONPASSIVE because of our price. Cost benefit analysis now comes in. Most CEOs, they talk about budget. We don't have the budget for this. But today, with the stimulus plan that Mr. Ash Mufara told us that ONPASSIVE is going to be the stimulus plan, because being in the industry, as an executive in the industry, we have softwares that they will come, they will tell you licenses, and you will pay, you also pay monthly fee. Where I work, my former company where I work before, we pay $1 million to Amazon. We pay $1 million to store our data, my former company, to Amazon. $1 million a month. We do have our own data center, and the beast is coming. The other data center is coming. All that, when we talk about with that other companies, we have businesses, software that they come to companies, they say you pay licenses, no more licenses. That they will say you have 50 or 100 users, you pay this amount of money, especially like Zoom that we are using. Zoom charges us this amount of users, you pay this amount of this thing. OConnect will not have that unmetered. One of my brothers do talk about staff. Good enough, Susie McCray is here. Susie McCray is here, she can tell us better. No biometrics. You don't have software that they have biometrics. CCTV, you don't. But today, ONPASSIVE is coming with biometrics. When you go and look for a job, they will ask you to go do your biometrics somewhere. The company pays. Today, it will not happen. ONPASSIVE, all staff will got everything. CCTV will got everything. Appraiser, everything is in all staff. Tell me what is not in all staff. Tell me that CEO that will not come to ONPASSIVE. Buy one, get four. When you go to most of these stores, they say when you get one, you have two extra for free. It's a lie. ONPASSIVE is the reality of buy one, get five. Because when you come, that you want to come and purchase all staff, you have OConnect. Can you compare OConnect with Cisco WebEx? I've used Cisco WebEx where I work. Can you compare with OTeams? I've used OTeams where I work. There's no match. Just the dual screen sharing with OConnect, you cannot beat it. I don't want to go into products because my brother Collins talk about the products, but I want us to see the superiority of ONPASSIVE and what is we are getting into the market. The CEO told us one time that with OMail and OConnect, resign from your job. That is the superiority of our products. And that is the superiority where we are going. When my brothers talk here from Vincent Collins, Bob, I was like, good job, guys. He came again all the time. Mr. Ash Mufara is going to surprise us. He came in again and talk about our financial system, ONPASSIVE financial system, the plan B and the plan C. Where are we? He told us about 6 different payment methods, merchants, integrated that are going to be integrated into our system. Now he came on Monday and told us about our own financial system. That is the superiority of ONPASSIVE. Mr. Ash Mufara surprises us on every Monday that he comes out. Whenever he comes out, he makes me, I think I know more. Being in the industry, know more, understand what technology is all about. But he makes me to understand that, man, you don't know anything. And that is the superiority of ONPASSIVE. A lot of other MLM companies there, they were talking, they thought ONPASSIVE is MLM like PNG. PNG, I want to tell you guys, we are an IT technology company, we are not MLM. Please back out of that MLM mentality. We are an IT technology company. We are an IT technology company. Look at the grandfather theory that Mr. Ash Mufara told us, talked to us on Monday. We were all blown off. I will not explain the grandfather theory, but anybody that is here, go to your back office. Redfern, Madi Degamo, and the rest, they've explained it in all their shows for the past week. I follow them on daily basis from Redfern to Madi. Go and understand what that theory of grandfather is all about. That is the superiority of ONPASSIVE. So do not take us like MLM, because we are an IT company. Go to Redfern. Redfern has been hammering on this thing since Monday. Madi Degamo, our big bro, has been hammering on that also on his show since Monday. Go and listen to it. Go and follow the message in the back office. That's why we do advise everybody to go to the back office, because there are a lot of information. Michael Williams, thank you, bro, for what you wrote today. When I was talking to Bob Takusi and my brother Bob Takusi and Collins, that was when that message came in, dropped into the back office. Go and read it, and you will know where we are, and you will know what is happening with ONPASSIVE. Go to the back office. That's why we keep telling people, go to the back office. Come again. 196 countries has approved us. What does that tell us? The superiority. WhatsApp is not in Dubai. OPAL will be in Dubai. OPAL will be in Dubai, integrated with all virtual. End-to-end encryption, security, secured. When you are in a remote area, like my grandmother is big in Mancon, in Alabakam, in Mancon, in Cameroon, I'll be able to talk to my grandmother without any interruption of the network. That's the superiority of ONPASSIVE. That is why we have to say, Mr. Ash Mufara and the tech guys in Hyderabad, good job, good job, good job. You want to talk about the financial system? He came and surprised us. Let me mention it again. That we are going to have our own financial system, and we need that stability. We need that stability. We need that stability. We should have plan B and plan C. When he mentioned that, I say, thank you and Yahweh. Let me say it in Afrikaans. Yahweh. Thank you, Mr. Ash Mufara. Because I, for one, I will not want to withdraw my money from one wallet to the other. Then I want to transfer it to my bank account. I have some interruption. I cannot make it. But he said we need that financial stability. If Mr. Ash Mufara said, next year, 2023, January, that is when we're going to the market, I will say, take us there, because we need those stability, especially that financial stability. We need it. We need it. And we should give a hand of applause to him, and we should continue to pray to Mr. Ash Mufara. That's why we have 196 countries that has approved us. They've approved us to be in that country with 120 currency. Can you people understand this? Is that the superiority of ONPASSIVE? 120 currency. Our legal team and the compliance team, they are working very hard for that. Then not only that, 6 payment merchant. And that 6 payment merchant come with our own backup, our own financial system, our own backup. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Tell me why we are not superior. Tell me why we are not superior. Then when you want to talk again, ONPASSIVE, we have OBLES. OBLES. Tell me which company. The other tech companies out there, the CEOs, the gallivant with money, but we have OBLES that we are going to help, touch, and impact lives all over the world in the 196 countries that we've been approved. OBLES will be there to replicate the 1.455963 founders. We are going to replicate ourselves into all those 196 countries that has been approved. That is what we are talking about, the superiority of ONPASSIVE. That is what we are talking about, the superiority of ONPASSIVE, OBLES. But I want us to look into OBLES as an independent product, a crowdfunding product. We all go to Chris Johnson. Good. Chris Johnson platform is his own platform that he has created to homeless people. But we should also recognize as founders, that OBLES is an independent product that is going to generate us income. We should know that. It is not an individual, it is a product, that a crowdfunding product that is going to generate us income from the outside, the customers. I want us to understand that. I know we are scared about KYC. When I talk about the financial issue, we are scared about KYC. We should not be scared of it. I know people from Africa, PNG, and India, low-income countries, developing countries. That is to identify who you are. Redfern has been hammering on since Monday. Marty Degamo, I always call 2 of them because I watch them, even Chris Johnson, because I watch them on daily basis, and they give us good information. Please, KYC is what is going to identify us. And that is all. That is another point that makes us to be superior. To be superior. ONPASSIVE is superior. Make sure you have your ID, register ID. I don't know how the modalities are going to look like, the requirements are going to look like, but we have our own financial system also that is coming. KYC will be maybe for a short period of time. I don't know how the modalities are going to look like, but I want us to understand that KYC is going to be needed before you activate your account. And the grandfather theory that Ash Mufara told us, I don't want to get into that. Go to your back office, you will learn more about that. We are fine. We are fine. Customer service. ONPASSIVE is going to get the best and the best of customer service. Mr. Ash Mufara value and is going to value our customers. Because we are going to not only value our customers, to respect them. Last week, Monday, he talked about trust and loyalty. I don't want to go into that, but I want to embark on that. Customers. No matter what we get, we have to respect our customers. That is the superiority of ONPASSIVE. The superiority of ONPASSIVE, to respect our customers. To respect our customers. This part, as we've talked about everything, I will not stop without talking about the security of our products. The security of our technology. I'm sorry. The superiority of our technology. We should understand that ONPASSIVE, what has differentiated, what has put us away, far away like eagles flying in the air, is with our products is AI, artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence. That is the most powerful weapon that our CEO, Mr. Ashmufara, has tapped into it. Artificial intelligence, has been there since the mid-50s and late 50s. But the other tech companies, because of their interest for money, they want to grab money. Now come the customer service. That Mr. Ashmufara wants to certify our customers with the best of the product. Superior, disruptive, above market value because of AI, artificial intelligence. He has tapped into it and used all the features and the modules into AI. That is why we are superior. That is why we are sleeping, OChat will work for us. We in America, those who are in Australia, getting into India, China, coming into Middle East before North America. OChat is the one working with us with the help of artificial intelligence. That is the superiority of ONPASSIVE AI. When you get into security, all the firewalls are blocking anything that comes from the web. You do not trust it. In security, we say trust, but you verify. Trust, you verify. AI has made us now to facilitate us and easy us now that AI will do the job, will automate those jobs, those security jobs for us. Event prediction, automated dictation action, real-time monitoring and alert, and the robust data controls. These are all controlled by AI for security. And that is why we are superior. All the data, my brother Vincent just mentioned to us, talked to us about what data is all about, your first name, your last name, your social security number. In Europe, they do consider email, like they consider emails like PII, personal information, that has to be secured. Most of us that we are here in the United States, when you go to the gas station, you want to pump your gas, they ask you for your zip code. The last 5 digits of your zip code, you put it in, you identify and connect to your personal information and allow you to pump your gas in the gas station. These are the information that we have to be secured. That's the superiority of ONPASSIVE, because from end-to-end transmission of the data, movement of all the data are all secured. Encryption by TLS 1.3. Address 256. I know our CEO mentioned that last time, a few months back, that we are on TLS, we are on AES 256. Secured. All our data are secured. And when we go into the compliance side of it again, to make sure that we should understand that ONPASSIVE is that there is no gap. When you talk about gap, we talk about gap in security, we talk about that there's zero failure. They will perform their own security assessment to us. And when they come to us, they will see that we have all the compliance documents from ISO 27701 to SOC type 2 and type 2. Those are international standard documents that is going to protect us when they want to perform a due diligence to us to come and store their data to our data center. They will perform their own due diligence. And when they come to us, they will see that we are 100. I don't give 100% as a security person, but we're ONPASSIVE based on the security that I know and what the CEO has told us. And we know just 10%. I would say 99.1, and I leave 1 to God. That is the superiority of our ONPASSIVE.com. We should understand where we are. We should understand where we are and what we have, what we got in our hands. If you understand what we do have, you will sleep and sleep well without even thinking that one day anything, there is zero failure, minimal failure with ONPASSIVE. Minimal failure, I would say zero failure with ONPASSIVE, because our CEO is taking it to the next level when it comes to security. When it comes to protect we, the founders, to give us what we want, to protect the customers, we are fine. At any moment, when I listen to the CEO talk, at any moment, anything can happen. When I say anything can happen, we can go to the market at any time because he's doing his best. He's working so hard. So hard. The journey was not that good. It was rough, but nothing good that comes that easy. Nothing good comes that easy. Nothing good that comes that easy. There will be good times and bad times, low times and up times. When you look only into our data center, you look at the technology that are connected to our data center. Our data center has the capacity to take 1 billion users today, and more than 1 million users can be working at the same time. The system will not blink. We tested it. We, the Tech Pro guys here, we tested it. We, the Tech Pro guys here, we tested it. When they were jamming the system, more people were coming in within days. More than how many thousand people were coming in, but the system was there looking at each other. I want to say thank you. And let me say what the CEO told us: think big, dream big, think positive, and reverse your dreams, because the time has come that we are all fine. Auntie Lynn, thank you.
Thank you so much, Oliver. That was great. We are definitely on fire tonight. Let's take it to the gallery for now. I want to acknowledge all of our panelists and attendees tonight. Did you like the presentation by our 4 OTech pros? If you did, thumbs up or clap, whatever you want to do. I hope that you learned from the presentations. And now what we're going to do is we're going to hear from leaders, and we're going to have Ron take over right now. Go for it, Ron Hulbert, my co-host.
Ooh-wee. What a night. Man, these people are on fire. OTech pros, you enlighten us every week. Thank you very much. Now I'm going to call on a guy that enlightens the world, Mr. Marty DeGarmo.
Thank you. Wow, over 500 people here too. OTech pros, thank you very much. Unbelievable. Cannot believe you're the same 4 guys I met months ago, but wow, unbelievable. Superiority. It's a, you know, they told me what they'd be talking on yesterday, or maybe the day before, and it's one word, but it's so powerful. Some companies are superior in one thing or another. Some are superior in more than others, but I think ONPASSIVE is superior in being superior. By the way, I am Marty DeGarmo, and I am your friend. I don't want to forget to say that. Everybody else is saying it. So anyway, I did have to take notes because my mind rambles, so I have to try to keep myself on a track here. But things that I thought about, one of them is my experience. I'll try to be quick because we've been here a while. When I worked a regular job, we made copper foil for the circuit board industry. We were the best in the world, absolutely. Towards the end of the 90s, technology, other companies, other parts of the world seemed to be able to make it a little cheaper than we could, whatever. We wind up shutting down. The company picked 5 guys. I was fortunate enough to be one of them. They said, we're going to ship you around the world and help people make copper foil. Okay, wasn't really looking forward to it because I had a family, but I said, hey, I got to go where I got to go. And we went to many countries. I formed a team with people from Czech Republic, Japan, Taiwan, England, Australia, and we went to Russia. and we sent people there. We built the equipment. They put the equipment together. My job was to start it, train it, and get the highest quality foil we could produce. And the first time I remember saying the word was because I was in a meeting and I was a little bit hot, to say the least. But there was an argument with the Russians against our team. The argument was over making foil, good this, good that. And I grabbed the interpreter and I said, I want you to translate this very clear. You tell them, I did not fly 6,000 miles to make good foil. I can make good foil in my bathroom. We came here to make superior foil. And when we leave, you will be the best in the world. And when we left, they were. But it was from many, many things. Superiority comes from many, many things. In fact, Lynn brought it up, and so did the tech guys. It's not one thing. And as I read and went back on notes that I even had, what creates superiority, watch what it adds up to. It will blow you away. We have digital superiority, without saying. We will be superior in quality, support, technology, leadership. Great companies that become superior in their field allow their employees to make mistakes, figure out things, get good at many things at one time, problem solve without worrying about being beaten down. It's a big deal. Because if you have somebody working for you and they never make a mistake, you know what it means? They haven't done anything. If you're not making a mistake, you're not going ahead. Look at all the great things ever invented in the world. How many things didn't work? That's not what they're there for. They're there until it does work. That's superior. That kind of thinking, how you set up your company. All of this so far adds up to what? ONPASSIVE. Teams that go above and beyond the quest for customer satisfaction. ONPASSIVE. It's what it equals. Unique selling proposition. USP it's called. They even have a label for it. That's ONPASSIVE. That gets into value. Value is part of superiority. If you have the value, you are superior. But let's keep going. Trust, consistency, loyalty within the company. Who is that? It shouldn't be a surprise to anybody here. It's what I've talked about every day for 3 years that I've known, and 3.5. What does it equal? ONPASSIVE. Who here is part of ONPASSIVE? You damn right you are. So be happy over that. That's where we're going. That's what we're part of. Great companies have great leaders, people who motivate others around them and build relationships that create trust and open communication. Who the freak does that any better than ONPASSIVE? And everybody here. So if you want to look up in the dictionary 100 years from now, superiority, you're going to see ONPASSIVE next to it. And they're going to know what it means. And it happened because of what we did and how Mr. Mufara designed this company from an embryo. It was not a mistake. Facebook was a mistake. Facebook was a way to design how do I pick up chicks in college. And from that, it morphed into something that we see now. But it wasn't designed to be this. And what really is it? It's a hack. It's a legitimate hack. They sell our data. I got in a conversation with the OTech pros last night. The problem is people don't realize data. Let me tell you what data is. When you go to an ATM machine and you say, I want $1,000, before it hits your hand, before you feel it in your hand, those greenbacks, it's data. Data is money. So when you hear it, it's powerful. So when you hear storing data, you're storing money. We've talked about this many, many times. It's powerful, powerful stuff. Characteristics of a superior company. recognition and input, flexibility at the work environment, mission, vision, values, support, teamwork, share the wealth. Yabba dabba do, share the wealth. Come on, who does that better? Manage effectiveness, as is hiring and paying people more than some companies make for people to think. Can you believe that? He's paying people to think. And there's nothing out of the question, nothing out of reach. When you have that, and all we have to do is grab onto the coattails hard as we can, it's not a lot to ask. And I got a grip on that pig. Trust me, I got a grip on that pig. And we all should. It's life-changing. Meet your target market challenges and solution. What does that equal? It's ONPASSIVE. Timing. It was brought up just a little while ago. Timing. We're in a recession. And what did Ask Mufara build? Superior quality products at an unbelievable value. Why? Because we're in a recession. It's perfect timing. You couldn't make it better. And Bob's right. We're getting a little extra push from somewhere else. Something this great doesn't happen by accident. It just doesn't. I fumbled into this business. I hadn't looked for a business in 10 years. The one day I do, I find out about ONPASSIVE. One day. Usually they came to me. I was online that long. I got new ones every day. This one, I was drawn to go talk to one guy, and there it was. So beautiful stuff. Respect for people. Value the people, encourage them, develop them, reward their performance. I'm going to give you a car. I'm going to give you a car. I'm going to give you a phone. I'm going to give you a scooter. Ask Mufara is the white Oprah Winfrey. Are you kidding? You get a car. You get a car. I don't even think you know she did that. But did he have to do that? You guys all know he didn't have to do it. He could have saved that money and gave it to the shareholders. Guess what? We don't have any. We're the shareholders. And he's going to give us a big piece of the pie. Why? Because he got the heart of Secretariat. That's why. He didn't have to. That's why I have a hard time talking with somebody. Well, we need this and I get this. Bite me. You get nothing. You're going to get more than you ever believed. You will wake up one morning with tears in your eyes when you look in your wallet and see more money than you've ever seen in your life. That's going to happen to tens of thousands of people. Tens of thousands of people. I was messing around looking at I was looking at some of the market share. I know that's part of it, but I want to look at Superior and being superior in the business. E-marketing, 7.5 billion. Video conferencing, 7 billion. E-learning, 500 billion. Staffing, business staffing, 500 billion. Products that we don't know about. I'm just going to throw out a couple products that are going to be what we call physical products. Smartphone, 500 billion. So wrap your head around stuff we don't even know yet. But just the digital products, if we focus on that, and you do what you did, and you're doing what you're doing now, be logged in, be superior because you are. That's not a bad word, by the way. I'm attracted to superior. I love superior people. I'm not talking about snooty, pain in the ass people. I'm talking about people I respect. And there's a lot of diamonds here that I have got to know and that I respect. And they're superior. You want me to tell you who you're superior to? The person that told you no. And to prove that fact, they'll be back. And they will join you. with a little half a smile. Oop, I should have done it. That's okay. But you went out on a limb, you had superior thinking, you had superior faith, and you followed a man because you knew he was superior. He was different. So you should all be proud of what you did. Anyway, that's all I have.
Well, thanks, Marty. I can't wait to the day I can go to the ATM and draw $1,000. I just can't wait. I think my limit's $20. But anyways, we're going to go now to a lovely lady up in the cold country. It's warm up there now, I guess. So Miss Susie McCrae, come on down and share something with us.
Hey, it was
Hey.
It was a little warm today, Ron.
Okay.
Okay, it was in the mid 80s. You know, Marty stole my thunder. I don't have much more to add. I was just going to talk about the superiority of ONPASSIVE as an employer. And Marty kind of covered a lot of that. I love the fact that Ash is allowing his staff, even though they've finished products, they're going to continue to work on them, but that he still has them employed, brainstorming and having the freedom to create new things. That makes a superior workplace and a superior company, in my estimation. I've always said there will be a line of people waiting to get in to work for ONPASSIVE, and they'll have to wait until someone retires or passes away to get a job, because there's a lot of work environments. It's all based on the bottom line, and it's all based on productivity, and it's all based on what can you do, multitasking, all of those things that burn people out. And what Ash has done is he's fostered an environment in the employment arena where people can show their best stuff, their best attributes. He really understands where you focus on your strength, manage around your weaknesses, and let people do what they're good at. And when you unleash that type of capabilities in people, it's unlimited what they can do. So to me, that makes ONPASSIVE superior. Besides everything everyone said, it was a wonderful evening tonight, listening to all of that. They are also a superior employer, and that's going to just continue. So thanks, Ron and Lynn. It was a pleasure being here, and it was a great night. Thanks so much.
Susie, we really appreciate you joining us tonight. It was good to see you and hear from you. Okay, let me hear from my buddy over there, Mr. Tony Monk. Tony, share something with us. What do you think?
Oh, my goodness. Thank you, Ron.
Okay,
yeah,
that's
what
enough.
do I think? After what I've heard, oh my God, it's amazing. You know, we're talking about superiority. This is superiority right here. And especially our old tech brothers. When talking about superior, these guys are amazing. You know, they talk about all the products and the value of the products that we have, and they go right into detail. And if you're not excited, there's something wrong with you, drastically wrong with you. You know, Marty was talking about, and Susie brought it up as well, about the fact that Ash is hiring people to think. And I think Susie just mentioned it, and I was thinking the same thing. Ash is hiring people to think, but Ash is also hiring people to use their imagination, which is the right side of the brain, which is the creative part of the brain, to create more products as we move along, right? I mean, that is really inspiring. And talking about value and superiority, holy cow. I mean, it's just amazing. You know, the fact that we can finally have a set and forget business, a business that will perform 24/7, 365 days a year, a system that will make sales for you on a consistent basis. And so we can enjoy life the way it's supposed to be, the way it was meant to be, right? And have all that time freedom to enjoy life and help humanity, the charities of our choices, and so on. I wanted to bring up the traffic part of it just just a little bit here, and I won't be too long because I know it's we've been going on for quite a while here. But from a marketing perspective, I've been a marketer all my life, and I've always been focused on traffic. And ONPASSIVE's traffic is completely different from anything else, right? I mean, Ash is talking about guaranteed targeted traffic that's going to be coming in that wants what we have, okay? And the return on investment is between 20 and 25%. Okay, that's unheard of, everyone. That's unheard of. Believe me. You know what that means? That means we will be able to sell traffic, or we will be able to sell ice to an Eskimo in the middle of winter. Okay, so it's a done deal. We've got everything we need here. It's amazing. I mean, I just, like I said the other day when I was on one of the webinars Lynn was running, I pinch myself every day. Am I awake, or am I dreaming this? Is this a dream? Seriously, this is exactly what I wanted for the 26 years that I've been doing this. Right? And nothing compares to it. Absolutely nothing. Somebody will tell me, oh, what about Apple? Apple started in the garage. We didn't start in the garage, right? We started at the top, at the very, very top. And when you start at the top, you have a better chance to become the correction to the corruption. Because if we started at the bottom, we would have had these mongrels stepping all over us, and we wouldn't even make it past anything, really. It's incredible. I really love my brothers and sisters here. You guys are absolutely amazing. Everyone's inspired me. Thank you so much for having me on again, Lynn and Ron. You guys are fantastic. I love your show. Look at you guys, 500. Woohoo!
We are family.
Yeah, absolutely, Ron. Thank you so much. Back to you, my brother.
Thanks, Tony. Okay. And I saw this guy, been watching him, and he's been taking a lot of notes. And so let's call on him, the world-renowned dentist of ONPASSIVE, Mr. Dr. Bill. Dr. Bill, come on down and say something to us.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, OTech superstars. Everyone that I've heard tonight sounds like a superstar. Superiority is a really fine word. We got digital and physical superiority coming up. Big Bad Leroy Brown, from the Chicago, said that we were the biggest and the baddest. So we're superior, but we're the bad guys too. We're big bad guys, and we're taking over. I think this is a superior financial opportunity for all of us. I don't think we've ever, any one of us, found something that we could dip our toe into and come out with such a bonanza. We're putting in so little and pulling out so much. We're also, my first video I ever did, I talked about a hedge against inflation, a hedge against your retirement not working out for you. This is the biggest hedge that you'll ever have. It'll take care of every goof up, screw up, bad investment you ever made. And that's a big deal. A lot of people lost a lot of money over the years in scams and bad investments. This is going to replace it all. This is like double for your trouble. I think this is a superior income growth rate and size. I think we're going to grow faster and bigger to the point where it's going to individually improve everybody's life. I was doing some analysis of the cost, and we talked a lot about the $1 trillion valuation of all the products we're going up against. But I looked at 5 of them, and they total up $174 billion worth of business valuation. Like GoDaddy's at $11 billion, Zoom is $20 billion, $29 billion, Slack is $23 billion, Stripe. We know we might have things called O-Bank and get into the business that Stripe's in at one time. We might get to that point, which is e-commerce payment systems. They're a $95 billion business last year. And so QuickBooks is $125 billion. If we look at all these options that we're taking focus on, we're going to capture a large part of the market in many of these. it's easy to see how the cash flow is going to be good. But I think the digital products is what we've been promised a piece of. I think the B part, the physical products, which are still on the table, will be bigger than the digital products. And so our upside is huge should things turn out for us. So everybody should have many sleepless nights wondering in their dreams what's going to happen to that. But finally, the thing about superiority that really focuses me on how ONPASSIVE and Ash Mefarth is doing it right comes from the study I did back in the early 70s. And I read a book called In Search of Excellence by Tom Peters. And I used to lecture on that topic about excellent businesses. And they had a 7S framework that they always talked about that identified a perfect, excellent, superior business. They talked about strategy, structure, systems, staff, style, skills, and shared values or goals. And so if you hear those 7 words, every one of them, you think of something very unique about ONPASSIVE. The OMV, what a strategy. Don't release it until it's better than anybody else. Do it or die, and leave no option. Burn your boats and then go ashore. Structure, the ecosystem with AI and ML, all integrated together under one roof. Nobody else does that. The systems, the CAPMO and the automation, nobody does that. The top 10 staff. The style that Ash has put together is how you do anything is how you do everything. And he's going to go down in history as creating a new class. We always call it the ONPASSIVE class. We have the skills part, which is the top engineers and marketers of the world joining our company from different companies around the world. And the shared values, finally, that's the glue that holds us all together here, is the shared values that we have, that we lock arms and walk together as a great army. And so the ONPASSIVE Army has the goals of correction to the corruption, of oblast focus, of equality and respect for one another. So that's my 2 cents tonight on superiority. And I'm glad to be part of something that people feel like is worth doing, because it is worth doing.
With you, Dr. Bill. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you very much. Now we're going to call on a young man. He's pretty high and tight. Mr. John White, come on down.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I know you guys are not excited.
I won't sleep tonight.
You're not excited. Well, if you are excited, inform your faces. We're talking about a superior company. But wrap your heads around this. Before the end of September, we'll have 12 disruptive digital products, each one a standalone company. If each one went into their industry, they would dominate that industry. They would dominate it. And ONPASSIVE created all of them. So if they're dominant in those industries like OML, OStaff, OConnect, ONet, what does that make ONPASSIVE? A producer of ultimate superior products. Case closed. Thank you, Mr. Ashbafara, your family, and those brilliant technical geniuses in Hyderabad.
Drop the mic, John.
Unmute, Ron.
Ron, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. You said
Can you
John?
hear me? Oh, I
Oh,
have
Yeah.
to unmute. I have to unmute myself.
Okay, I'm glad you're still here. I was worried.
I got a post-it note up here. It says unmute yourself. So sorry about that. We're gonna call a guy up now that's from my home state. He's a great leader. He's helped a lot of people in ONPASSIVE. He's got a heart as big as his head, which we'll all know who I'm talking about. Mr. Chris Johnson, come on down.
Here goes the neighborhood.
I heard that, Marty. All right, I'm on a different thing here because my laptop's goofy. I hope you can all see me. You know, you
We can
guys,
see your head.
You can see me. That's all right. It's Friday night. This is my Friday Night Live look. You know, I listened to this whole webinar, and God bless the tech guys for how they speak and how they talk. All the phenomenal things they say. Look at Collins, that big old smile on his face. He knows I love him. And Vincent and Oliver and who's that Bob Takusi's his name, and you guys know I love you. And I hear all these stories. John White, what he said, I was just talking to Julie a second ago, and I said, you know what? I want to hear something from the heart. And of course, John White gets on there, and he just right from his heart, which I love. Dr. Bill's excellent numbers, percentages. That all means everything. And I'm saying this today because I'm a little sad because I spent 32 years of my life always wanting to do other things, but I never did them because of that great job that I earned a pension on. And I look back at it many times, and Ash actually said once, and I kind of got mad for a second when he said this, Chris wasted 32 years of his life. And then I thought about it, and I have to say I agreed with him because that job held me back from doing what I really wanted to do. Okay. And yesterday, I had a buddy at my job who still works there 35 years. Was one of those guys. He had a really good job, just didn't want to retire. He was killed in a car accident going to work. You know, just like that. He loved his job. All right. That job, believe it or not, killed him. And I think ONPASSIVE is going to give a lot of people a different opportunity where you don't have to go 35 years, 30 years, 40 years and do a job. Now, it's commendable that you do that. You know, Dr. Bill, he went to many years of school to become a dentist. People just put their whole lives into jobs or careers. And the problem is we forget about what life's really about. All right. Now, I've been retired for a few years, had some really tough times with my family, with deaths, sickness, friends. And life is really too short. But if you think about it, because we have to, we gave our whole lives up for a job. Because without that job, we can't get a house or cars or vacations. And what I see this is for me, I think I've said this a few times, is all of us here probably, we're all up there in age, some a little older, some a little younger. God bless you. We've all had to do this JOB thing for years. We're all here because this crazy guy called Ash Mafara came up with an idea and a dream, put it into action to say, man, you know what? I think it's time people enjoyed their lives a little bit. I think it's time where we look at every person's issues and problems and say, we can fix these things. Most of the problems in the world are caused by work, believe it or not. We go out of our way for work. We make sacrifices to our family because of work. I mean, it was a normal thing to do, but it's not normal anymore. Right? With the last couple of years of the COVID, even though I hated it, I think it woke up a lot of people to say, you know, there's a lot more important things to life than just work. All right. And Ash Mafara, believe it or not, he's giving us that other option. And I say given. I don't think about the $97. He gave this to me. He allowed me to come and talk to thousands of people, help them work together, tell them to realize you can dream again. It's okay. You don't have to work 30, 40 years.
and then retire. And a few years later, you get cancer, arthritis. You want to climb those mountains and you just can't do it. All of us here are going to give these younger generation, these younger kids, the opportunity to go climb those mountains, the opportunity to go to school as long as they want, not have to worry about working 40, 50 hours to pay for it. That's what I look at about ONPASSIVE. And the humanitarian part, you all know that bless is amazing to me. That is God sent, to know that we can help people. And if I give someone $1, they get the whole dollar. And now I got all these wonderful people with some pretty big wings that are willing to go out and show the world what love is supposed to be like. No more hate. So I'm just talking a little bit from my heart, but I enjoy Ron and Lynn. Thank you for your wonderful show. The tech guys, you know, I love you. Marty, Susie McCrae, my God, to see her on. She's normally in bed by now. I see faces that I fell in love with because you guys are all true people and you all want the same thing I do, which is freedom. And when you want freedom, you need that time to enjoy it. What's the saying? You can make a lot of money and have no time, or you can have a lot of time and have no money. Well, I think ONPASSIVE is going to give us, we're going to have a lot of time. We're going to have, I'll say it, money, because I'm really sick and tired of apples. I think we should change it to peaches or bananas or something, or maybe willows. I think that's a good, let's call it willows. When those willows start coming in, that's a good way. But I love every one of you. Keep it real. I keep praying for you. Pray for that Mafara family. Pray for my brother Marty always, because he knows I love him. And Julie Wen has got a big special place in my heart, if you don't know that. Pray for her and pray for us all, man. Let's just rock this. Ain't no doubt about it. Ron, Lynn, thank you very much. Back to you.
Thanks, brother. We love you, man. You're on our hearts. Trust me. Okay. Wow. Let's see. Now I lost track. Okay. I hear, I've been told that President David Bacau from Papua New Guinea is in the house. David, come on down and share something with us.
Hello, Ron.
Hello, David. Come on.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hey, I am just out at my provincial town. I came in from the village, my rural village, Hamlet. So we're just trying to organize our boys to go in for a counting of the ballot papers. So just picking up information. But I've been listening to the Friday Night Live since I was traveling on the road. And man, I can say that you all tech pros, you really helped us out with all this information. You guys are awesome. And I was just listening to what Marty said about superiority. Yes, there's no question about that. And thank you, Ron and Lynn, for hosting this program week in, week out, and we're getting so much information from it. Thank you, Brother Chris Johnson, for what you're sharing. You know, it's from your heart, I can feel it. And Ashes is taking us to a place where, you know, in the Bible, it says when God created man and woman, and he comes down in the cool of the day to talk to them. We are coming to a place where everything is being prepared and done for us in what Ash is doing. Like we don't need to do anything now. And he's giving us a place where we can come and sit back and just dream. And as Tony Monk rightly said, using our creative part of our brain to create things. And that's what Ash is doing, paying people to think and create things. And, you know, I'm really touched by what is being shared here. And, you know, there's no other company we can find. And I'm glad that ONPASSIVE found me through Marty Digamo. And, you know, it's going to transform all our lives. I'm just looking forward to when we will start receiving the apples and start to contribute to change people's lives surrounding our communities. And I believe Papua New Guinea is going to change, not only Papua New Guinea, but every other country that the founders are represented in will have an impact in their sphere of influence. So thank you very much, everyone. I enjoyed this presentation tonight. Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Lynn.
Thank
God
you,
bless.
David. Thank you, David. And if you'd like, go ahead and put my name on a ballot, slip it in the box. Okay.
Yeah, box 38, box 38.
Box 30, and there's like 500 people on here. So if you could talk up to them, we could just slip your name right in there.
Yeah.
It'd be like the
No
US
worries.
elections.
Yes.
Oh boy, I probably started to worm there. Thanks, David. We
Great,
appreciate you
great.
being here.
Thank
Oh,
you.
boy.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Gladys. Are you there, Gladys? Come and talk. Come and talk to us. What do you
Thank
think?
you. I am so excited, Ron and Lynn, tonight. After all that have been spoken, I don't think I should say anything, but just to say thank you, Ash. Thank you, leaders, and thank you, OTEC pros, for sharing with us. Chris, I'm sorry for your loss. We pray for the family, the bereaved family. And as we are here today, I cannot speak much, but I can say that we are very, very lucky and blessed to be non-passive, because we have a CEO who is giving us value day after day. Time is coming that we're gonna receive those apples very soon, or peaches and bananas, and start doing good around the world. Continue doing what we have been doing, because many founders have been doing that. So I leave it here today. I don't want to be the spoiler for the beautiful party that we have had tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gladys. Thank you for attending, and thank you for sharing with us. All right. Now let's go way out to the West Coast, okay? And bring in Miss Julie Wynn. Julie Wynn. I was going to say Nugent, but you know, I know better. So it's Julie Lynn, unmute yourself and come on down.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Lynn. And thank you, all the tech genius. And thank you.
Are you in Mars?
I'm actually at home. I'm in the dark.
Oh.
Mars for now. Actually, you know, I better turn on this light. I just want to say thank you, Lynn and Ron, for everything that you guys are doing, all the tech genius and all the superior speakers tonight. You guys are amazing. What I'd like to talk about is the relationship superiority in ONPASSIVE. It's all started with a few founders at the very beginning. And you know what happened? Because of the relationship that they had and they trusted our CEO, Mr. Ashmufar. And what they're doing is they see the vision and they shared it out to every single one of us. And now it turned into 1.5 almost millions people around the world. And look at that. Within that 1.5 millions, how many relationships? I'm talking about friendships, brotherhoods, sisterhoods, friendships, or even couples. We haven't seen any wedding bells yet, but I'm very sure we will see them coming, right? So there are so many relationships that is bonding, that is building together in ONPASSIVE. This is very cool where we are today. Everyone, we all know how ONPASSIVE is going to change our life. And if you did not understand what the words that I just said right there, ONPASSIVE will change our life forever, generationals to come. Let's get you back in line and start looking at ONPASSIVE, because this is where everything begins. I believe wholeheartedly ONPASSIVE will change the world. Generations to come. And it all starts with the relationship superiority. Oh, I said that right. Where our CEO, Mr. Ashmufar, started 4 years ago. Thank you, Ashmufar, and your family to create that relationship. and to inspire us all to have that type of relationship within our community. Founders of ONPASSIVE, you know what's coming. Customers, not just anybody. We don't need to do any selling, but simply share the superiority of ONPASSIVE. Whatever that we heard tonight in this webinar, the relationships that we all built together, let's move the differences and the angers and whatever it is aside. Let's put love in place. Let's do that. Let's do all of that together, because I believe that when it comes to wisdom, I don't have the wisdom, but when it comes to love, I believe loves will move every way, everywhere you are. Let's stay closer to love instead of wisdom or agendas or whatever it is. I don't even want to mention those words that unnecessarily to be placed here. So let's do this together. Founders, we have a lot of work to do. We do. As Mr. Mufarad said, in Boston with Chris Johnson, we still have a lot of work to do. It doesn't stop here. It is the beginning right here, right now. And I love what Michael William put it out there. Let's just take it and share it out to the folks that are still sleeping, because they don't see what we see. All we got to do is give them an opportunity to see what we see. And if we do that with love, I believe there will be 1.5 million people around the world sharing ONPASSIVE. And that is where it begins. It begins in our heart. Let's do it. So that's all I have to say. Thanks, Ron and Lynn. Appreciate you much.
Thanks, Julie.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing. We love y'all. You know, I'm 66 years old, and I started in network marketing when I was 25. And I sure wish I would have met Ash McFarr at that time before I joined Amway. Okay, I would be a lot better off today than I am right now. But I look forward to being on top with everybody else when those carrots start growing. Is that all right, Chris? Carrots? All right, buddy. All right. Well, listen, I'm going to pass back over to my lovely co-host and let her do her thing. And Miss Lynn Makamoto, come on back.
Okay, good job moderating, Ron. Beautiful. I think we got our co-host to speak and our leader. So that was really, really, really nice. So what we're going to do now is we are going to wrap up with what I always do, and that is offering thanks on behalf of Ron and myself. We want to start with Marty DeGarmo, who opens up our webinar every Friday. That is a big deal to us, and he live streams and records on 20 channels. So we get a lot of exposure this way. So thank you, Marty, for giving up your Friday, every Friday, for our webinar. We thank you for that. I also would like to thank Chris Johnson. He's the guy that I go to ask to post in the back office. And that's really important. It's not always easy to find somebody to post, but Chris is almost always there for us unless he's really busy doing something. But he's usually someone I can count on. So thank you for that. I also want to thank our helpers. I want to specifically thank the people who helped in promoting this webinar. You know, promoting is something that is important to do, and not everybody has an interest in doing it. It can be drudgery because you're wanting to reach out through social media so that we can reach out to new people, not only the founders we always value, but also to new people who may not know about ONPASSIVE. So we reach out to social media and we depend on having helpers. So I want to acknowledge these people for helping me. I posted on social media. They come back with comments under the post that I made, and they boost the post up to the top of the wall. So they're really, really helpful. I want to thank Gladys Naboro. I want to thank Marcienne Himabu, Listra Tuek, Gifty Safoa, John Barilla, M. Kaylee. She always is liking and reacting to posts. I really appreciate her. And Mara Aquino. Those people in particular did extra for us. And that is reflected in today's attendance. We had 522 attendees. That's a lot of people. And I believe it's because of the social media promotion that we do. I also want to thank Mara. She produces the promotional graphics, which we have every week, to promote Friday Night Live. I want to thank Bill Must. You see the beautiful Zoom background that we use every week. This is Bill Must creation. It's gorgeous. Thank you, Bill Must. I also want to thank John Barilla because he helps to monitor the chats. He monitors the webinar chat as well as the YouTube chats. We're on 20 different channels, right? So he's hopping from channel to channel, checking up on the chat. And today we had a troll, and you guys were so alert, and we were able to remove that troll quickly. Thank you for that. Keep more eyes open is good, to help monitor that stuff, because I really want to keep the chat open because it's a beautiful way of you to interact with one another. So I hate to, shut down the chat unless I really have to. I also want to thank the leaders here today. We had Dr. Bill Williams, Tony Monk, Susie McCrae, John White, Chris Johnson, David Bacall, Marty DeGarmo, Chris, David Bacall, Gladys Naboro, and Julie Wynn. We appreciate that all of you said a little something and shared your hearts and your thoughts. We appreciate it for that. All right, and finally, who do I thank? Our attendees, because without you, we wouldn't have Friday Night Live, and we really do have a good turnout, and we're having more and more as we go on. So thank you, because I know that you are sharing Friday Night Link with everybody you know. That's why we're getting more people coming. So thank you to the attendees for your loyalty coming back to Friday Night Live every Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Did I miss anybody? Speak now if I miss anybody, because I hate it when I miss somebody. Anybody I miss, that's, that it's obvious. Sometimes I do that and I feel like crap when I miss people. So I don't want to miss anybody.
The chopped liver guy here at your house.
Oh, my husband, Mr. Chopped Liver, Rob Gorman. He
speaks.
At least he's assertive, because I would have forgotten to mention him. But Rob Gorman is my husband, and he goes into the chat for my channel, and he interacts with the participants in the chat. So I appreciate you, honey. I'm sorry, didn't mean to forget my own husband. Anybody else that I'm missing? I think I was pretty good today. So what we're going to do now is we're going to open up to say goodbye to each other. And I make the goodbye really long, and I do it for a reason. Oh, wait, I think I forgot to mention Ron Hulbert. Ron Hulbert, my co-
We are family.
I'm so sorry. I forgot to mention you. You should have said I forgot.
That's all right. I'm a redheaded stepchild, have been for 66 years, so it's all right with me, Lynn.
Well, you and I are the same generation. We're a couple years apart, and we have an excuse for forgetting. Age can be a good excuse, right?
and that's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah, that's right. All right, so now what we're going to do is open it up for goodbyes, and I'm going to keep it really, really long. I'm going to try to spotlight or pin you if I can. So if your videos are on, I will try my best to at least get a glimpse of you as much as I can. All right, so are you guys ready?
Good
Go
night,
for it.
sweetheart. Good night.
Good afternoon.
Good night.
Night, family.
Good night.
Willow.
Good night.
Bye, Ron.
everyone.
Tony.
Good night. Good evening.
Good night.
Good night,
Good
everybody.
night.
Night,
Chan,
Lynn.
bye, Byron.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night from
Good
Bamako.
night. Good night. Good night, Bamako.
Good night,
You everyone. Good
Benny.
night.
Abraham.
Good night, Dr.
Good
Kapoor.
night.
Crazy. Good night.
Record in Australia.
Thank you everyone. Good
Good
night.
night, Collins, Mana.
Good night.
Trisha.
Good night, Colin.
Hi, Chrissy.
So long today.
Good night, my sister.
Philip did it.
And thank you.
Bye-bye.
Remain blessed.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night,
Collins.
Terry.
Good night.
Night, night,
Good night.
everyone.
Sister
Night,
Willow.
Good night.
Thank you, everyone.
You
Good
brother.
night.
Sister
Open your
Sylvie.
class.
Good
night,
Good
night.
Good night,
Good
everyone.
night,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Benny.
Good
Night,
night.
Good
Love
night.
you.
Good night.
Bye.
Remain blessed. Good night. Remain
Bye.
blessed.
Night, Ron.
Bye.
Good night,
Night,
Willow.
Tanya.
Good night,
Good
Willow. And good
night.
night, my brother,
Good night,
Digamo.
friend. Thank
You.
you, everyone. Good
Good
night.
night.
Sister Willow.
Remain blessed.
Good night.
Good night. Good night. Good
Night,
night.
Good
Bridget.
night,
Good night,
Lystra.
class.
And
Good
Ron.
night.
It's
Sister
Good
Bridget.
night,
Friday.
Bridget.
Good
Good night,
night and
Yuvan.
good
Yvonne.
Bridget.
Yvonne Mackett.
night.
Good
Papa New
night.
Good
Guinea.
Night,
night.
night.
Good night.
Bye bye.
Sylvie Wanji. Hey,
Good night,
Dr.
Dr.
Benny.
Benny. Good night,
Hey,
Miriam.
Bye,
Dr.
baby.
Benny.
hey.
Good night, Dr. Benny.
Good night.
Hey,
Good
Verna.
night, Gina. Good night,
John.
Sylvie.
Big
Good
party.
night,
Good night,
Macien.
Brother
Yes.
Guyana. Good
Gladys.
night, Sister
Good night.
Gladys.
Night, Pat.
Sister.
Good night,
Joanna.
Johanna. Good night,
We
Stevie.
are
Good
Hey.
night.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Good night, Nadu.
Good night, Lynn.
Mariana.
See you again. Friday Night Live.
Benny.
Good night. Night, Carrie.
Good night. Good night. Thank you.
Good night,
Good
Pat.
night, Patricia Perry.
Good night.
Thank you so
It
much.
was a great webinar.
Oh, yes.
Bye-bye.
It was. It was.
Bye-bye.
We'll meet again Friday night.
It
Bye-bye.
was amazing.
Very nice webinar.
Amazing.
Superiority.
It was amazing.
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 Oh, yes.
Amazing.
Amazing, amazing, amazing.
Webinar.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes, Dr. Benny.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
That's what I'm talking about. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
Huh?
Amazing, amazing, amazing.
What's up?
Webinar so far.
Oh,
Good night, Sister Bridget.
good night, Sister
Good night,
Gladys.
everyone. Good
Good
night.
night, Dr.
Come
Benny.
pass it,
Good night.
Good
It
day,
was
everyone.
amazing. That's what I'm talking about.
Night,
It
night,
was
night.
wonderful. Yes.
It was wonderful.
We had a
yes.
beautiful treat. We saw Susan
Oh,
McGrath
yes.
tonight on
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, we did.
Good night, David.
You guys are all fired up.
Oh, yes.
I know.
Yes, yes. There's no doubt.
We
There
are
is no
fired
doubt.
up.
No
Fire,
doubt.
We
are family.
Fire,
Family.
fire. Hey, hey.
Yes. Good night. Love you. Love you all.
Good night. Hiya, hiya.
Higher, higher.
Fire, 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 fire.
Fire, fire, fire.
Fire.
Ron was on fire
He
tonight.
was on fire tonight. Good night, Loretta.
I'm hot. Yes, brother Ron.
Good night.
Yes.
Bring me that fire extinguisher. I got it
Yes,
constantly in
yes.
my blood.
That's what I'm talking about. Where'd it go? Yes.
Night, night, night.
Good night.
Happiness.
Good night.
Happiness.
Fire,
Australia is in the house.
Night, Bruce.
Hello.
Good night.
Night, night, night.
United.
Good night.
Dr. Betty's good.
Good night, Lystra.
Good
night.
Good night, Marcia.
Oh, good night, folks.
Good night, Bruce.
Bye, Bruce. Oh, yes.
Night, Gladys. Good
Good
night.
night. Good night,
everyone.
Sylvie.
Good night, guys.
Positive.
Good night.
Hi, everybody.
Positive.
Good
world.
Positivity.
Happy weekend to everyone. Good night. Good night. Don't forget,
happy
tomorrow
weekend.
morning we have the O Protect webinar, 11 a.m. Eastern time. 10
Oh, yes.
Yes, and the MFA.
Good night,
MFA
David.
executive tomorrow meeting.
11 a.m. tomorrow, O Protect.
Hey, guys.
Follow them. So
Great,
come and support the O
Good night,
Protect.
Vincent. Good morning,
Good
Vincent.
night,
Hi,
Vincent.
Sylvie.
Good morning, brother
Good morning.
Vincent.
Good
Good
morning.
morning,
Good
sister.
morning.
Good morning,
À
Vincent.
tout à l'heure. À tout à l'heure, Vincent.
Au
À tout à l'heure, à
revoir.
tout
Au
à l'heure. Au
revoir.
revoir, au revoir.
Bonne
Au revoir.
Bonne nuit, bonne nuit,
C'est
bonsoir.
Bonne
bonjour,
nuit.
c'est bonjour, c'est pas bonne nuit.
Bonjour, ok,
Bonne journée, Vincent.
Bonjour.
Bonne nuit.
bonjour tout le monde.
À toi, c'est bonne nuit.
Oh, à moi. Ok. Bonne nuit.
Du rêve.
It was awesome.
Good night.
À tout à l'heure. À tout à l'heure.